Hello, friends, welcome to Sobha's World. Today, I wish to give my viewers some tips on how to enhance your memory without seeking help from others or resorting to any memory boosters. We are utilizing the potential of our supercomputer called the brain. But before we go into the tips to improve memory, I will touch upon some basic concepts which are fundamental to memory. They are like the building blocks of memory. Let's start with learning. What is learning? Learning is a change in our knowledge, skill, or attitude level that is relatively permanent over a period of time. How does learning happen? Learning can happen by reading. We read books, we read newspapers, we read journals, we read articles on various websites, and the brain captures the relevant information that is something of interest to us. Writing is another manner in which we learn. Mathematical problems in physics, balancing a chemical equation, writing a computer program, typewriting. For all these, we need to write or use a keyboard. Yet another way of learning is by listening. We cannot learn music just by writing down the lyrics. We need to listen to the singing and practice. The fourth way of learning is by doing. Sports, dance, drama, doing experiments are some examples. Whichever may be the way of learning, there are two common factors or prerequisites without which learning will not happen. They are concentration and understanding. We have to concentrate on the topic while reading, writing, or listening so that we understand it. Concentration and understanding helps us to remember at the nick of the moment. Now comes the hero of this session, memory. Memory can play havoc by failing and embarrassing us in the classroom or cause frustration in the examination hall. Why does memory fail us? Or why do we forget? What went wrong? Here we have to look into three types of memory. First is sensory memory. It is a memory captured by our senses. It is a fleeting memory which exists only for a fraction of a second. We come across hundreds of sensory memories from the time we wake up till we sleep at night. It is momentary like an ice cream. The second type of memory is short-term memory. Some sensory memories get shifted to short-term memory. This is also short-lived, lasts for less than a minute. It is also called telephone number memory. Suppose we have to dial a telephone or mobile number which we do not know by heart. We keep on repeating the number till we finish dialing. But short-term memory can be transferred to long-term memory where it will remain for many years. How is that possible? We can do it by elaborative rehearsal. Elaborative rehearsal is attaching the memory to other memories, images, concepts, or relationships. The third type of memory is long-term memory. Long-term memory will keep information intact as in a documentation center and supplies the necessary information in the form of a memory as and when required. It is lasting and cannot be erased or deleted unless and until we want to do so. Or maybe due to amnesia, senile dementia, we may forget. No wonder people in late 50s remember mathematical tables and Newton's laws of motion. Now, what do we need to trigger our memory? We are able to retrace some memories naturally, but sometimes we need some signs or symbols to help us recall our memory. These signs, symbols, images, or other memories are called retrieval cues. Retrieval cues are keywords which help us to search the files, folders, or hard disk of our memory. Now we come to the crux of the matter, tips to enhance memory. Tips come under two classes, changing study habits and seeking the help of mnemonics. Change study habits tip number 1. New pattern for studying. Follow this pattern for studying. Browse the main headings and subheadings of a lesson or chapter. Question to yourself why the printed material is arranged in this sequence. Read the chapter or lesson. Repeat the reading. Review what you have understood or what you can remember. Tip number 2. Make a study plan. If you did not have proper planning of your daily study routine, you can start now and make a detailed plan and schedule for studying all the subjects. Tip number 3, review lesson structure. When you take the books to study, instead of going straight to the particular page of a portion that you want to read, scan the topics covered in that lesson or chapter to have an idea of how the subject is dealt with. Tip number 4, repeated learning. When we have read some text, sometimes we will get a feeling that we have understood it and we will be able to recall it. Repeated learning calls for not getting satisfied with first time learning, but learning again and again so that even if we are made awake at midnight and asked, we will be able to answer without any doubt or hesitation. Tip number 5, spread study over time duration. If you are in the habit of studying a subject for 3 hours at one stretch, distribute the 3 hours during the course of the day, that is early morning 1 hour, evening 1 hour, and night 1 hour. This will help better transfer of learning from short term to long term memory. Tip number 6, overview the contents. To have better grip of the subject, time and again overview the contents to keep track of how much you have learned and what is remaining, that is, to be learned. Seek the help of mnemonics. Mnemonics are memory aids that trigger our memory. They act as retrieval cues. Tip number 7, loci method. Loci is a Latin word which means places. It is a plural of locus. This is a very easy method which everybody can follow. For this, what we need is concentration. When we read the text, we have to be focused and notice the place, page on the left or right, and where the particular matter is placed, at the top, middle, or bottom of the page. Later, when we recall it, our memory will direct us to the particular place. Tip number 8, use of acronyms. When you have about 10 points or concepts under a particular category to study, you can create a new word from the first letters of the points or concepts. This new word will act as a memory aid. The common example is Vibgyor, which we use to remember the 7 colors of sunlight as well as the rainbow. Tip number 9, link method. This method enables us to link one memory with another memory. This is a sort of elaborative rehearsal which helps us to understand and retrieve concepts and theories. Tip number 10, attach mental images. Here we attach a mental image to help us recall something. The mental image could be of a known person, a character in a movie, an incident, a story, or article you read. It could be anything. Tip number 11, chunking method. Here we group the concepts of things or ideas or words into different groups, which will help in quick and easy recall. For example, in a memory game or test, there may be a list of about 20 items or more, which you are supposed to write without seeing after less than a minute. If the items are chunked in mind when the list is shown for the first time itself, we can easily recall. For example, the items shown here can be grouped under animals, birds, furniture, and sweets. I have shared the tips I know that will help in enhancing memory. There may be other tips which you are familiar with and that could be shared. Hope there is useful takeaway from this video. Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. Till we meet again in Sobha's world with another interesting topic. Happy learning. Bye bye. Take care.